Hello, and welcome to World Delicacies. In today's episode, we're celebrating the hearty, comforting cuisine of England. From crispy fish and chips to savory pies and succulent roasts, English food is all about honest, satisfying dishes that have stood the test of time. We'll be exploring the top 40 most iconic and beloved foods from across England. Our focus is on the classic specialties deeply rooted in English culinary tradition. From regional favorites like Cornish pasties and Bakewell tarts to pub grub staples like bangers and mash, these are the dishes that have nourished generations of English families. Each bite tells a story of local ingredients, time-honored recipes, and the simple pleasures of a well-cooked meal. So join us as we embark on a mouth-watering journey through England's most iconic dishes. We'll discover the history, pride, and traditions baked into every delicious mouthful. It's time to tuck in and experience the memorable flavors that make English cuisine so special. At number 40, we have cauliflower cheese, a quintessential English side dish that combines tender cauliflower florets with a rich, creamy cheese sauce. The cauliflower is boiled until just tender, then smothered in a bechamel sauce loaded with cheddar cheese. The dish is often topped with extra cheese and breadcrumbs, then baked until golden and bubbly. Cauliflower cheese is a comforting, indulgent accompaniment to roast dinners, particularly popular during the cooler months. It's a simple yet satisfying dish that showcases the English love for vegetables and cheese. Number 39 brings us to mince pies. In addition to England, it's a beloved British Christmas treat with a rich history. These small, sweet pies are filled with a mixture of dried fruits, spices, and sometimes brandy or rum, known as mincemeat. Despite the name, modern mincemeat doesn't contain any meat, but historically it did. The filling is encased in a delicate, short-crust pastry and baked until golden. Mince pies are often served warm, dusted with powdered sugar, and enjoyed during the festive season. They're a quintessential part of British holiday tradition, with their comforting aroma and sweet, spiced flavor. At number 38, we have the Knickerbocker Glory, a classic British sundae that's as delightful to look at as it is to eat. This tall, layered dessert is served in a distinctive glass, showcasing its colorful components. The sundae typically starts with a base of fruit, often peaches or raspberries, followed by layers of ice cream, jelly, and custard. It's then topped with whipped cream, a cherry, and sometimes even a wafer or a cookie. The Knickerbocker Glory is a beloved treat at seaside resorts and ice cream parlors across Britain, offering a sweet, indulgent taste of nostalgia. Number 37 showcases the iconic Christmas pudding, a quintessential dessert that's the centerpiece of many British holiday tables. This rich, dense pudding is made with dried fruits, spices, and often soaked in brandy or rum. It's traditionally made weeks or even months in advance, allowing the flavors to deepen and intensify. Before serving, the pudding is steamed until hot, then doused in brandy and set alight, creating a dramatic, flaming effect. Christmas pudding is typically served with brandy butter, custard, or cream, making for a decadent and festive end to a holiday meal. It's a cherished tradition that encapsulates the warmth and joy of a British Christmas. At number 36, we have jam roly-poly, a classic English pudding loved by many. A flat sponge cake is spread with raspberry or strawberry jam, rolled up and steamed or baked. The result is a spiraled pudding with a soft, jammy center and a fluffy exterior, often served warm with custard. Jam roly-poly is a comforting, old-fashioned treat that highlights the English love for steamed puddings and the perfect pairing of sponge and sweet, fruity jam. Number 35 brings us to Eccles cakes, a beloved English pastry named after the town of Eccles in Greater Manchester. These small, round cakes are made with flaky puff pastry, filled with a mixture of currants, sugar, and spices. The pastry is folded over the filling, crimped to seal, and then baked until golden brown. Eccles cakes are often enjoyed as a sweet snack or tea-time treat, paired perfectly with a cup of tea or coffee. Their compact size and delightful balance of buttery pastry and sweet, fruity filling make them a favorite across the country. At number 34, we have scouse, a hearty stew that's synonymous with the city of Liverpool. This comforting dish features chunks of beef or lamb slow-cooked with potatoes, carrots, and onions until tender and flavorful. Scouse originated as a way to stretch limited ingredients and feed hungry sailors, but it's now a beloved part of Liverpool's culinary identity. Often served with crusty bread and pickled red cabbage, scouse is a filling meal that warms the soul and showcases the simplicity and resourcefulness of English regional cuisine. Number 33 features jellied eels, a traditional East End London dish that dates back to the 18th century. Eels are boiled in a spiced stock until tender, then cooled and served in their own gelatinous liquid. The dish is often accompanied by malt vinegar and white pepper, which help to cut through the richness of the eels. Jellied eels have been a staple of London's working-class cuisine for generations, sold in pie and mash shops and by street vendors. While their popularity has waned in recent years, they remain an iconic symbol of London's culinary heritage. At number 32, we have the Victoria sponge cake, a quintessential English afternoon tea treat named after Queen Victoria. This simple yet elegant cake features two light, fluffy sponge layers sandwiched together with raspberry jam and whipped cream or buttercream. The cake is often dusted with powdered sugar and served in slices, showcasing the delicate layers and vibrant jam filling. Victoria sponge cake is a beloved classic, enjoyed at tea parties, birthdays, and other celebrations across England. Its timeless combination of soft sponge, fruity jam, and luscious cream makes it a favorite among sweet-toothed Brits of all ages. Number 31 showcases the Bakewell tart, a delightful almond-flavored dessert originating from the town of Bakewell in Derbyshire. This sweet tart features a buttery short-crust pastry shell filled with layers of raspberry jam and frangipane, a soft, almond-flavored sponge. The tart is then baked until golden and topped with flaked almonds for added crunch. Bakewell. Tart's unique combination of textures and flavors, the crumbly pastry, the fruity jam, and the moist, almondy frangipane, has made it a beloved treat throughout England. Enjoyed on its own or with a dollop of cream, this classic dessert is a testament to the country's love for traditional baked goods. At number 30, we have Bubble and Squeak, a classic English dish that's a clever way to use up leftover vegetables from a Sunday roast dinner. Mashed potatoes and chopped vegetables, typically cabbage or Brussels sprouts, are mixed together and fried until golden and crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside. The dish gets its playful name from the sound it makes as it cooks in the pan. Bubble and Squeak is often served as a hearty breakfast or brunch dish, accompanied by a fried egg, sausages, or bacon. It's a prime example of the resourcefulness and practicality of English cuisine, turning humble leftovers into a delicious and satisfying meal. Number 29 brings us to the chip butty, a simple yet beloved English sandwich that celebrates the nation's love for chips, or as Americans would say, fries. This hearty sandwich features a generous portion of hot, crispy chips sandwiched between two slices of soft white bread or a fluffy roll, often slathered with butter or mayonnaise. The result is a carb-on-carb delight that's popular at chip shops, football matches, and street food markets across the country. The chip butty may seem like a humble dish, but it's a testament to the English appreciation for uncomplicated, satisfying comfort food that hits the spot every time. At number 28, we have bread and butter pudding, a traditional English dessert that turns stale bread into a comforting, custardy delight. Slices of buttered bread are layered in a dish, sprinkled with raisins or sultanas, and then soaked in a rich, vanilla-infused custard made with eggs and milk. The pudding is baked until the top is golden and crispy, and the center is soft and creamy. Bread and butter pudding is a perfect example of the thriftiness and ingenuity of English cuisine, transforming humble ingredients into a warm, indulgent dessert that's loved by generations. Served warm with a dollop of cream or custard, it's a hug in a bowl that's perfect for cozy winter evenings. Number 27 showcases the treacle tart, a quintessentially English dessert with a sweet, sticky filling. A buttery short-crust pastry shell is filled with golden syrup, breadcrumbs, and lemon zest or juice, creating a gooey, caramelized texture balanced by a hint of citrus. Served warm with clotted cream, custard, or ice cream, treacle tart is a nostalgic English classic that's even featured as Harry Potter's favorite dessert. At number 26, we have Spotted Dick, a classic English pudding with a quirky name that often raises a smile. This steamed suet pudding is studded with dried fruit, typically currants or raisins, giving it its distinctive spotted appearance. The pudding has a soft, spongy texture and a rich, comforting flavor that's enhanced by the sweetness of the dried fruit. Spotted dick is traditionally served warm, drizzled with custard or topped with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. It's a prime example of the English love for steamed puddings and a reminder of the country's playful approach to naming its dishes. Number 25 brings us to scones, a quintessential component of the traditional English cream tea. These lightly sweetened, baked treats are made from flour, butter, and milk or cream, sometimes with the addition of dried fruit. Scones are typically served warm, split in half, and topped with a generous dollop of clotted cream and a spoonful of fruit jam, often leading to the great debate: jam first or cream first? Enjoyed alongside a pot of tea, scones are a beloved English ritual that's steeped in tradition and perfect for a leisurely afternoon indulgence. At number 24, we have the classic East End London dish of pie, mash, and liquor. This hearty meal consists of a minced beef pie, creamy mashed potatoes, and a parsley sauce known as liquor. The pies are baked until golden and crispy, the mash is smooth and buttery, and the liquor adds a savory, herbal note that brings the dish together. Pie, mash, and liquor has been a staple of London's working-class cuisine for generations, served up in traditional pie and mash shops across the city. It's a filling, comforting dish that reflects the no-nonsense, practical nature of English cooking. Number 23 features Marmite, a savory spread that's as iconic as it is divisive. Made from yeast extract, Marmite has a distinct, salty, and umami-rich flavor that people either love or hate. The spread is typically enjoyed thinly on buttered toast, crackers, or even stirred into stews for an extra depth of flavor. Marmite's popularity has led to the phrase, "love it or hate it," which has become a part of the English lexicon. Whether you're a fan or not, there's no denying that Marmite is a quintessential English food that sparks passionate debates and has earned its place in the nation's culinary heritage. At number 22, we have the iconic English trifle, a layered dessert that's as visually stunning as it is delicious. Trifle starts with a base of sponge cake, soaked in sherry or fruit juice for added flavor. Next comes a layer of fruit, often strawberries or raspberries, followed by a smooth, creamy custard. The dish is topped with a generous dollop of whipped cream and garnished with fresh fruit or toasted almonds. The beauty of trifle lies in its combination of textures and flavors: the soft, boozy cake, the juicy fruit, the rich custard, and the light, airy cream. It's a show-stopping dessert that's perfect for summer gatherings and special occasions alike. Number 21 features potted shrimps, a luxurious English seafood dish. Small brown shrimp are cooked in butter, mace, and nutmeg, then packed into ramekins and sealed with clarified butter. Served chilled as a starter or light lunch, potted shrimps are spread on toast or crackers. This dish, particularly associated with Lancashire, showcases the English love for seafood and the skill in elevating humble ingredients. At number 20, we have mushy peas, a beloved English side dish that's a staple of fish and chip shops across the country. Made from dried marrow-fat peas that are soaked, boiled, and then mashed until smooth, mushy peas have a vibrant green color and a soft, creamy texture. They're often flavored with mint, butter, or vinegar, adding a refreshing and tangy note to the dish. Mushy peas are the perfect companion to crispy battered fish and chunky chips, providing a comforting and satisfying element to this quintessential English meal. Whether you love them or hate them, there's no denying that mushy peas are a true icon of English cuisine. Number 19 features the Melton Mowbray pork pie, a savory pie that's protected by its own geographical indication status. These pies, hailing from the town of Melton Mowbray in Leicestershire, are made with uncured pork, surrounded by a layer of rich, savory jelly and encased in a crisp, hot water crust pastry. The pies are baked freestanding, which gives them their distinctive bow-shaped sides and a hand-raised appearance. Melton Mowbray pork pies are enjoyed cold as a snack or a picnic staple, often accompanied by a dollop of English mustard or a sweet pickle. These pies are a true celebration of English pork and pastry-making traditions. At number 18, we have Eton Mess, a delightfully indulgent dessert that originated at Eton College, one of England's most prestigious schools. This dessert is a delicious combination of crisp meringue, ripe strawberries, and lightly whipped cream, all gently folded together to create a beautiful, marbled effect. The contrast of textures, the crunch of the meringue against the soft, juicy berries and the smooth, billowing cream, is what makes Eton Mess so irresistible. It's a simple yet stunning dessert that's perfect for summer, showcasing the best of English strawberries. Whether enjoyed at a garden party or as a treat after a tennis match, Eton Mess is a true celebration of English summertime flavors. Number 17 brings us to beans on toast, a humble yet comforting English dish that's a staple in homes across the country. This simple meal consists of a slice of buttered toast topped with a generous helping of warm, savory baked beans. The beans, typically Heinz, are a quick and easy source of protein and fiber, making this dish a filling and satisfying option for breakfast, lunch, or a quick supper. Beans on toast is a testament to the practicality and resourcefulness of English cooking, turning a few simple ingredients into a tasty and nourishing meal. Whether enjoyed as a comforting treat on a rainy day or as a quick fix after a long night out, beans on toast is a true English classic. At number 16, we have the Ploughman's Lunch, a quintessential English pub meal that's as hearty as it is delicious. This rustic lunch plate typically includes a generous chunk of cheddar cheese, a crusty roll or bread, and an assortment of pickles and chutneys. Other common additions include sliced ham or pork pie, hard-boiled eggs, and a crisp apple. The Ploughman's Lunch is a celebration of simple, honest ingredients that come together to create a satisfying and flavorful meal. It's the perfect accompaniment to a pint of ale, enjoyed leisurely at a cozy pub after a long walk in the English countryside. This iconic dish showcases the best of English cheese-making and pickling traditions. Number 15 features the Scotch egg, a quintessential English pub snack that's beloved across the country. A soft-boiled egg is encased in a layer of savory sausage meat coated in breadcrumbs and then deep-fried until golden brown. The result is a crispy exterior, giving way to a succulent, meaty layer with a perfectly cooked egg center. Scotch eggs are often enjoyed as a hearty snack or appetizer, paired with a dollop of tangy mustard or a spoonful of pickles. Despite their name, Scotch eggs are very much an English creation, with origins dating back to the 18th century. They embody the English love for satisfying, protein-packed dishes that can be enjoyed on the go or as part of a relaxed pub meal. At number 14, we have the bacon sandwich, affectionately known as a bacon butty, a beloved English breakfast staple. This simple yet satisfying sandwich features crispy bacon between two slices of soft white bread or a buttered roll. The key to a perfect bacon butty is in the quality of the bacon. It should be thick cut and cooked until crisp with just the right balance of smokiness and saltiness. Some like to add a dollop of brown sauce or ketchup for extra flavor. The bacon sandwich is a go-to comfort food for many English people, whether enjoyed as a weekend breakfast treat or a quick lunch on the go. It's a celebration of the nation's love for bacon and its no-nonsense approach to good, honest food. Number 13 brings us to crumpets, a classic English tea-time treat. These small griddle cakes are made from a batter of flour, milk, and yeast, resulting in a spongy, porous texture. Crumpets are often compared to English muffins, but they have a few key differences. While English muffins are cut in half and toasted, crumpets are served whole and are typically softer and spongier. Crumpets also have a signature crispy exterior and a multitude of small holes on the surface, perfect for holding a generous slather of butter or jam. These holes are created by the yeast in the batter and are ideal for soaking up the melted butter, creating a deliciously indulgent treat. Crumpets are enjoyed warm as part of a traditional English afternoon tea or as a comforting snack any time of day. At number 12, we have chicken tikka masala, a dish that showcases the fusion of Indian and English culinary traditions. This creamy, mildly spiced curry features tender pieces of marinated chicken in a rich tomato-based sauce. The chicken is first marinated in yogurt and spices, then grilled or roasted until charred and juicy. The sauce is a flavorful blend of tomatoes, cream, and aromatic spices like garam masala, cumin, and coriander. While the origins of chicken tikka masala are disputed, with some claiming it was invented in England, it has become a beloved dish in Indian restaurants across the country. Its popularity is a testament to England's embrace of Indian flavors and the nation's evolving culinary landscape. Chicken tikka masala is often enjoyed with steamed basmati rice and a side of naan bread for a satisfying and comforting meal. Number 11 features the Cornish pasty, a traditional savory pie that originates from Cornwall, England. These handheld pies are made with a flaky, buttery pastry that's folded around a filling of diced meat, usually beef, potatoes, onions, and swedes. The filling is seasoned with salt and pepper, creating a simple but flavorful combination. Cornish pasties were originally created as a portable meal for Cornish miners, with the crimp around the edge serving as a disposable handle. Today they are enjoyed as a hearty snack or a satisfying meal, often accompanied by a side of gravy or ketchup. In 2011, the Cornish pasty was granted Protected Geographical Indication (PGI) status, ensuring that only pasties made in Cornwall using the traditional recipe can be called Cornish pasties. This beloved dish is a true celebration of England's regional culinary heritage. At number 10, we have Lancashire hot pot, a comforting and hearty stew that originated in the northwest region of England. This classic dish features layers of tender lamb, onions, and thinly sliced potatoes, slow-cooked in a rich gravy until the potatoes on top are crispy and golden brown. Traditionally, Lancashire hot pot was made with cheap cuts of lamb, such as neck or shoulder, which become meltingly tender during the long cooking process. The dish is known for its simple yet flavorful ingredients, reflecting the resourcefulness and practicality of English regional cuisine. Lancashire hot pot is often enjoyed during the colder months, served with pickled red cabbage or a side of vegetables. It's a filling and satisfying meal that showcases the best of English comfort food. Number 9 brings us to steak and kidney pie, a quintessential English savory pie that combines tender beef steak and lamb or pork kidneys in a rich, gravy-like sauce. The filling is encased in a buttery, flaky pastry crust, which is then baked until golden brown. The key to a good steak and kidney pie is the balance of flavors. The savory meat, the earthy kidneys, and the rich seasoned gravy all work together to create a deeply satisfying dish. This hearty pie is often served with mashed potatoes, peas, or other vegetables, making it a complete and comforting meal. Steak and kidney pie has been a staple of English pub menus and home kitchens for generations, reflecting the country's love for savory pies and nose-to-tail eating. At number 8, we have Yorkshire pudding, a beloved English side dish that's a staple of traditional roast dinners. Despite its name, Yorkshire pudding is not a dessert, but rather a savory batter pudding made with eggs, flour, and milk or water. The batter is poured into hot oil or beef drippings in a muffin tin or a larger pan and then baked until puffed up and golden brown. The result is a crispy, hollow shell with a soft, almost custardy interior, perfect for soaking up gravy or mopping up the juices from a roast. Yorkshire puddings are often served alongside roast beef, but they're equally delicious with any roasted meat or as a base for a savory filling. This simple yet irresistible dish has been a part of English cuisine for centuries, with its origins dating back to the 18th century in the northern county of Yorkshire. Number 7 features toad in the hole, a whimsical name for a classic English dish that combines savory Yorkshire pudding batter with hearty sausages. To make toad in the hole, whole sausages are placed in a hot baking dish and then smothered with Yorkshire pudding batter before being baked until the batter rises and turns golden brown around the sausages. The resulting dish has a crispy, puffy exterior and a soft, custardy interior, with the sausages nestled inside like toads peeking out of their holes. Toad in the hole is often served with a rich onion gravy and a side of vegetables, making it a filling and satisfying meal. This playful dish showcases the English love for combining savory meats with Yorkshire pudding batter, creating a unique and comforting flavor experience. At number 6, we have Sticky Toffee Pudding, a decadent and irresistible dessert that's a true English classic. This indulgent treat features a moist sponge cake made with finely chopped dates, which give the pudding its distinctive, rich, caramelized flavor. The cake is then smothered in a luscious toffee sauce made with butter, cream, and brown sugar, creating a sticky, gooey topping that's impossible to resist. Sticky Toffee Pudding is often served warm with a generous scoop of vanilla ice cream or a dollop of creamy custard, making it the ultimate comfort food dessert. The origins of this beloved pudding can be traced back to the 1970s in the Lake District region of England, but it has since become a staple on dessert menus across the country. Sticky Toffee Pudding's perfect balance of sweet, sticky, and indulgent flavors has earned it a place in the hearts of dessert lovers everywhere. Number 5 brings us to Beef Wellington, a luxurious and iconic English dish that combines a tender beef fillet with rich pâté and earthy mushroom duxelles, all wrapped in a flaky puff pastry crust. The beef is first seared to seal in the juices, then layered with pâté and mushroom duxelles before being encased in the pastry and baked until golden brown. The result is a stunning centerpiece dish with a perfectly cooked, melt-in-your-mouth beef center and a crisp, buttery pastry exterior. Beef Wellington is often associated with fine dining and special occasions, showcasing the skill and technique of English haute cuisine. It's typically served in thick slices, revealing the beautiful layers of beef, pâté, and mushrooms, and is often accompanied by a rich gravy or a red wine sauce. This indulgent dish is a true celebration of English culinary excellence and the country's love for prime beef and savory pastries. At number 4, we have two classic English dishes that are often mentioned together, shepherd's pie and cottage pie. Both dishes feature a savory meat filling topped with a layer of mashed potatoes, but the key difference lies in the type of meat used. Shepherd's pie is made with ground lamb, while cottage pie uses ground beef. The meat is cooked with onions, carrots, and peas, and is often seasoned with Worcestershire sauce and topped with a rich gravy. The mashed potato topping is then spread evenly over the meat filling and baked until golden and crispy on top. These comforting pies are perfect examples of hearty, rustic English cuisine, making the most of simple ingredients to create filling and flavorful meals. Both shepherd's pie and cottage pie are beloved family favorites, enjoyed in homes and pubs across England as satisfying and warming dishes. Number 3 features the quintessential English Sunday roast, a traditional meal that brings families and friends together for a hearty feast. The centerpiece of a Sunday roast is typically a roasted meat such as beef, lamb, chicken, or pork, cooked to perfection and served with an array of side dishes. These include crispy roast potatoes, Yorkshire puddings, seasonal vegetables, and lashings of gravy. The meat is often accompanied by condiments like horseradish sauce or mint sauce, depending on the type of roast. The Sunday roast is more than just a meal, it's a cherished tradition that has been a part of English culture for centuries. It's a time for families to gather, catch up, and enjoy a comforting and satisfying meal together. Whether enjoyed at home, in a cozy pub, or at a fine dining restaurant, the Sunday roast remains a beloved and iconic part of English cuisine. At number 2, we have the full English breakfast, a hearty and iconic morning meal that has been a staple of English cuisine for generations. This substantial breakfast typically includes a variety of savory components such as crispy bacon, succulent sausages, fried or scrambled eggs, baked beans, grilled tomatoes, and sautéed mushrooms. Black pudding, a type of blood sausage, is also a common addition to the full English breakfast. These ingredients are often accompanied by toast or fried bread and a cup of tea or coffee. The full English breakfast is renowned for its ability to provide a filling and satisfying start to the day, offering a balance of protein, carbohydrates, and vegetables. It's a beloved meal enjoyed in homes, cafes, and hotels across England, and is particularly popular as a weekend brunch or a holiday treat. The full English breakfast is a celebration of England's love for hearty, savory flavors and is a true representation of the country's culinary heritage. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, let's take a moment to explore a quintessential aspect of English culture, the nation's love for tea. While many people around the world associate England with tea time, there's more to this beloved beverage than meets the eye. Did you know that the English consume around 100 million cups of tea per day? That's nearly 36 billion cups per year. Tea is such an integral part of daily life in England that it's often considered a solution to any problem, be it a stressful day at work or a moment of crisis. But how did this tea obsession begin? It all started in the 17th century when tea was introduced to England by the Portuguese princess, Catherine of Braganza. At first, tea was a luxury item enjoyed only by the wealthy. But as imports increased and prices fell, it became a staple in households across the country. One interesting fact about tea in England is that the tradition of afternoon tea, often associated with fancy sandwiches and cakes, was actually invented by Anna, the 7th Duchess of Bedford, in the early 19th century. She started taking tea and snacks in the afternoon to tide her over until dinner, and the custom quickly spread among the aristocracy and eventually to the rest of the population. Today, tea is not just a beverage in England. It's a symbol of comfort, hospitality, and social bonding. Whether enjoyed at home, in a quaint tea room, or at a posh hotel, tea remains an essential part of English culture and a cherished tradition that has stood the test of time. But now, last but not least, we have our number one pick, the iconic English dish, fish and chips. This classic combination of crispy, battered fish and perfectly fried chips has been a beloved staple of English cuisine for over 150 years. The secret to the perfect fish and chips lies in the batter, light, crispy, and well-seasoned. It perfectly complements the flaky, tender fish inside. Traditionally, cod or haddock is used, but other white fish can also be found in chip shops across England. Alongside the fish, a generous portion of piping hot, thick-cut chips completes the dish. Fluffy on the inside and crispy on the outside, they're the perfect match for the fish. No serving is complete without a side of mushy peas, a dollop of tartar sauce, and a sprinkle of malt vinegar. This combination of flavors and textures is what makes fish and chips a true English icon, enjoyed by locals and visitors alike in pubs and seaside chip shops throughout England. As we conclude our culinary expedition through the top English dishes, we hope you've relished the opportunity to discover the hearty, comforting flavors that define this beloved cuisine. From the classic fish and chips to the savory Yorkshire pudding and the sweet, crumbly delight of Eton Mess, each dish has showcased the essence of English cooking: simple, satisfying, and steeped in tradition. English cuisine is a reflection of the nation's rich history, diverse regions, and the warmth of its people. Every bite tells a story of resilience, ingenuity, and the ability to find comfort in even the most challenging times. These dishes are not just sustenance, they are a part of the English identity, connecting generations and communities through shared culinary experiences. We hope this journey has inspired you to further explore the delights of English cuisine, perhaps even attempting to recreate some of these classics in your own kitchen. Remember, every meal is an opportunity to connect with a culture, to savor its flavors, and to appreciate the artistry behind its creation. Thank you for joining World Delicacies on this delectable adventure through the heart of English cooking. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our journey as we continue to uncover the world's culinary treasures, one unforgettable dish at a time. Until our next gastronomic voyage, cheerio and happy